With an exaggerated war cry, you kick sand playfully at him, but mostly miss, and take off in pursuit, your bare feet splashing through the shallows as his laughter bounces off the waves. He glances back just long enough to stick out his tongue, classic Davy, before tripping over a rogue seashell and face-planting into damp sand with a theatrical "Umph!" The straw goes flying. You slow to a victorious stroll as he rolls onto his back, grinning up at you like this was all part of some master plan. Hair full of sand, shirt soaked, still holding your drink aloft like it's sacred. "All right, love," he concedes breathlessly, pushing the cup toward you with one hand while shielding his eyes from the sun with the other. "Truce, or do you fancy dunking me in retaliation?" His grin is pure sunshine. "I'd let you." Despite your playful irritation at his antics, you can't help but laugh at the sight of him sprawled in the sand like a wet puppy. His infectious glee is impossible to resist. "Truce it is, you silly prat," you say, feigning reluctance as you take the drink from him. "As entertaining as it is to see you covered in seawater and sand, I suppose I can find some mercy." You give him your best stern look. "But no more thievery, you understand. My drinks are off limits from now on." Davy's expression is one of mock seriousness as he slowly gets up, dusting the sand from his shirt and shorts. He flashes a cheeky grin at you. "Deal," he says, with an exaggerated bow that sends sand everywhere. "No more stealing your drinks unless I really, really want to." He glances back at the sea as if considering something. Though, he wades closer to the water's edge, mischief sparkling in his eyes. "There's something else I'm rather keen on stealing instead." You roll your eyes at his caveat, but you can't help the smile tugging at your lips. His antics are impossible to stay mad at. "Oh, really?" You fold your arms in mock annoyance. "And pray tell, what would that be?" He skips backward into the shallows, seawater soaking his rolled-up trousers as he spreads his arms wide, a showman to his core. "Your heart, of course," he declares, like it's the most obvious thing in the world. "Already nicked most of it. But I'm a greedy thief, want the whole lot." His grin softens then, earnest beneath the mischief. "Lucky for me, you keep giving it away freely." A wave crashes behind him as he bends to pluck a seashell from the foam, pressing it into your palm with theatrical solemnity. "Payment for my crimes. One heart for one lifetime?" Despite your earlier annoyance, you can't help but melt at his charming sincerity. His ability to switch from playful rogue to tender lover in an instant is both endearing and infuriating. "My heart is yours, you fool," you reply, shaking your head fondly. You close your hand around the shell, feeling its cold, smooth surface. "Though I suspect you've been slowly stealing bits of it ever since we first met." He grins, flicking a droplet of seawater at you, gentle as a tease. "Guilty as charged," he admits shamelessly, "but I'll spend the rest of my life making it up to you. Starting with—" He scoops you into his arms with a dramatic spin, nearly toppling backward into the surf before catching himself. "Unplanned acrobatics aside," he pants, "how's that for romance?" You squeak in surprise at being swept up so suddenly, clutching him tightly and laughing at his impromptu pirouette. Sand sprays everywhere as his feet falter, but he manages to right himself, holding you securely against his chest. "Oh, I'm swooning," you say sarcastically, but your wide grin betrays your delight. You poke his nose. "Careful now, don't need you cracking that pretty head open before the wedding." He feigns offense, placing a hand on his heart in mock hurt. "You wound me, love." He gives an exaggerated pout that lasts all of 2 seconds before his face breaks into another grin. "But don't worry, this pretty head is built for more than just looking good. I've got a brain too, you know." He taps his temple to emphasize his point. Then he pretends to stumble again, sending you both into fits of laughter as he catches his balance. "Oops, slippery sand, my bad." Davy flashes that irresistible grin of his, the one that always makes your heart skip. Even now, covered in sand and acting like a lovable fool. He shifts you carefully in his arms so he can press a quick kiss to your forehead. "Brain and brawn, see?" he teases. "Not just a pretty face, though," he adds with an exaggerated wink. "I won't blame you if that's the main draw." Gently setting you back on solid ground. Well, as solid as wet sand gets. He twirls the engagement ring on your finger with playful reverence. "Seriously, though, even when I'm being ridiculous, you still look at me like I hung the moon." His voice softens, almost shy for once. "That's my favorite thing about us." Your heart swells at the sincerity in his voice. the rare vulnerability beneath the usual mischief. It's moments like these that remind you why you fell for this chaotic world of a man in the first place. You take his face in your hands, caressing his jawline with your thumb. "Davy Jones," you say softly, "you could trip over thin air, fall face first into a cactus, and somehow make it look graceful, and I'd still be head over heels for you." He chuckles, ducking his head briefly, embarrassed by your sincerity but trying to play it cool. It's endearing, the way he can go from confident showman to bashful boy so quickly. He recovers fast, flashing another cheeky grin. "Head over heels?" he echoes with a raise of an eyebrow. "Sounds like a challenge. Maybe I should trip more often, see if I can get you to swoon at my clumsy feet." You playfully slap his shoulder, but your eyes dance with amusement. "Don't you dare. You're already enough of a danger to yourself as it is. The last thing I need is you breaking your neck trying to impress me." You poke his chest to emphasize your point. "I like my fiancé in one piece, thank you very much." Davy clutches his chest dramatically, gasping as if you've wounded him to the core. "You monster," he whines with mock devastation. "Depriving me of my God-given right to hurl myself into pratfalls for your amusement?" His grin resurfaces like sunlight breaking through clouds. "Fine, fine. I'll limit the stunts to just twice a day." He holds up 2 fingers solemnly, then leans in conspiratorially. "Except on weekends. Weekends are free-fall chaos. No take-backs." His laugh rings out bright and clear as he snatches your hand and spins you toward the water again, this time careful not to actually trip, probably.